playing towards A, your default setup will be like this. Alarm goes in mid. For information reasons, obviously ascent. Mid is very, very important for getting info. Make your way back towards tree and drop your turret in this corner here. It will cover both short for you, and if they come out through main at the same time. From here, place your first molly behind the switch here on this ledge, and a second one on the belt. Simple right click. With this, you obviously have the information towards mid. You can sit here, play towards tree, swing off your turret for kills. If you need to fall back, you have these two mollies to help you out. If they try to close the door, you pop this, hits them through. If they try and plant, you can use this molly here to store some time, get some damage off. And then for kill setups, you have a bit of variation here. But first, you want to use your molly right on this patch of grass here. And then your second one depends on how they play, right? So if they like to push towards generator, I'll use this one here on the very edge. Alarm goes just over here near the switch. And so if they push you on switch, pop this, hits the corner. They try and come forward, hits this corner too, will do tons of damage and probably get you a kill, if not make them very, very weak. But some teams will, instead of going towards gen, go towards here. So find this crate on the ground and then move back a little bit. Molly goes here. Same alarm bot position. And this time if they hit the switch, pop this molly here. If they try and fall back, use this one over here. It hits main for you. And again, it just depends on how they play, right? If they like to go towards generator, use the first one. If they back off towards main, use the second one. And then for tree, I like to use these two setups here. First molly goes behind the wall. Second goes on this line here. To count 1, 2, 3, 4. Alarm bot here. If they come up towards tree, you pop this, pop the second one. Hits everything over here. Does decent damage for you as well, and will stop them from pushing in. Or instead, you can use this one over here. First money goes there. Count 1, 2, 3, 4 again. Alarm bot stays the same. As they come in, if they try and hook the wall over here, which happens quite often, it does damage. If they try to fall back in this corner, it will hit them as well. Now, yes, you can use this one over here, but I don't recommend doing it, to be honest. Because it does good damage, maybe, and covers good range. But with this kind of setup, where you have no cover, they'll get broken too easily. So, in my opinion, stick to these, like, hidden behind walls and hidden behind ledges kind of mollies. And then we have the famous turret boost I always use. For this, use this setup I showed you before. So one here, one there. And then immediately go on these boxes. You want to aim on this corner here. Take your turret out, flip it, and then put that left triangle in the corner there, like this. Jump crouch in the corner, jump crouch again, and then aim right here. Flip your turret, and again put that left triangle like this. From here you can hold main obviously like this. If they come in, try and kill the jet, and then if they come towards short, you have the protection from the mollies. You can sit up here, get some picks. If you need to, you can fall back. And then fight main. And then for B sides, you want to use the same alarm bot as I showed you before. For default, in mid. Your turret, it depends on what you want, right? Use this one here if you want some good damage. Or use this one over here if you want some more information. It will cover both main for you as they push out. And if they come out towards mid, if they break your alarm bot, you have cover here. And then from here, I like to place a molly towards lane. like this. And the second one goes on this box here, on this right side. Now oftentimes if they push towards main, they will send someone in this corner here. So if you use this, it blocks the entryway and does damage to this guy in the corner here. So if you're playing towards stairs and you pop this, it forces this guy in the corner to peek out and should give you an easy kill. And then from here, if they go towards lane, you can pop this, do some decent damage, try and force them back. And again, if you're playing a position like markets, if you force them back, you can just shoot them as they're coming back. You can take aggression towards mid if you want to. Like this, you can hold towards the link. You have many options, but there's your default for B. The GOAT setup for B site is like this. Llama goes on these stairs here. Go in the corner. First molly like this. Second one on this white patch on the ground. If they come out and they try to either hide in this corner here, stay over here, or jump down, it hits them. So you pop this, does damage through the floor. If they try and jump down, it will do good damage. And if you're sitting towards backside and they come in, it should be a pretty free kill for you. Or instead, for variation, you can do this. You have one right here. Have your second molly on this ledge. Alarm goes in between. And now with these alarm bots, try your best to put them in between. Because if you put them too close to the first molly, like this, they can simply just run away. To make sure they have to run in quite deep into lane. For damage, pop both of these. You cover all of lane, and they can't break your utility. If they push lane quite often, what you can also do is use the first molly I showed you before on this box, and have your second one go on top of this right here. Alarm goes like this. And if they try to rush through lane, you pop over these. You can sit usually over here like this. Get a free pick. This one's essentially the best one to use if you're playing eco round or have low money. So if you have a frenzy, for example, and they come through, they'll be pretty low HP. Your A side default setup will be either a turret on this box here, which covers both main as they come out, and showers. I prefer this one personally because it's a very weird off angle. And if they adjust their crosshair to break your turret like this, if you play anywhere like backside over here, it's a pretty free kill. Triple or back over here, you can kill them as they're adjusting their crosshair. Or you can use this one over here in the corner. Covers both showers again and main, but this one's a bit more of a weird off angle. Because as they come out here, it shoots them as they come into sight. Gets you a bit more damage. From here, put your alarm bot like this. Information showers. Come in this corner here and do a right click like so to stop the plants from going down. And then have your second molly like so. Because usually when they come out showers, they'll hold here. So it stops the push, but hits anyone here holding with an operator. Trying to peek backside, or even trying to peek out towards heaven. They try and plant the spike, you pop this. Covers all of the site. But if they do break this one here, as an alternative, you can put your molly up here instead. And then for kill setups, to be honest, on bind, they're not great. Which you either focus towards here, or focus towards lamps. So for lamps, you can put a molly on this line here, this dark line. And one, like so, on the opposite side. Llama goes in between. And as they try and take lamps control, this is really good for race players who like to satchel into lamps. You pop over these, do tons of damage. And if you want to as well, you can also put your turret in this corner. So as they come up, If they do somehow get past these mollies, you have the turret here. You can just sit back as they come in, swing off your turret and get a free kill. Or instead, you can put your first molly on this box here, like this, and have your second one over here with the alarm bot in the corner. This one's better if they try to take lamps super quick and you need some protection. Pop both of these, cover this entire area, and also behind the boxes towards sight. But if they do push towards short instead, you put your first molly on this paper here. Second one goes, it doesn't need to be perfect, but roughly over here, like this. Alarm bot goes in between both, like this, towards the stairs. As they come into short here, alarm bot hits them. Pop these. Cover all of short. If they try and come into lamps, it's a pretty free kill here. If you swing out, and you can combo a turret like this, which will shoot them as they come out. And then for your turret boost, first place a molly in this corner here, like so. Follow this line. Second one goes here, just count. 1, 2, 3, 4. From here, place your alarm bot towards showers for protection. And then you want to find this edge here and place the back right turret leg just over here. Jump crouch on top, like this. From here, you can obviously hold showers with the alarm bot. If they come in, you can hold lamps like this with the off angle. And with these mollies here, they will usually try and smoke. Omen smoke here. If they try and plant, you pop this, deny them. And if they try and go behind the boxes here to hide, pop the second one. It's the entire corner. I personally think B site is better with Killjoy. There's more kill potential, tighter areas to put your mollies in, so I'd prefer you playing B as a KJ main. But for your default setup, put your first molly like this, very simple. Alarm bot goes here. Second molly goes on this edge, like so. Simple left click. Might take a little bit of practice. And then turret goes on this box, like so. This will see into both hookah and long. As they come into hookah, pop the first molly. It will either make them fall back. If they push in here, get you some good damage. And if they try and play on this box over here to peek into CT, you can pop this and damage them as they stand over here, like this. And then you have your turret obviously to watch the two main areas for you. You can swing off your turret here into hookah, swing from backside, and kill people playing long. If they try and jump out of hookah here, you have the alarm bots to make them vulnerable, and you can pick them off. You can play towards elbow if you want to. As they jump out, pick these guys off. If they try and plant the spike, you have this molly here to deny them. For me, the most broken combo you can do is a molly on this line here against the very edge, and have your second one. It doesn't need to be specific, but just around this edge over here. And then place your alarm bot down, but don't put it here. Instead, put it to where the edge covers the window like this. And have your turret like so on the boxes. As they push out, it does damage, but also this molly here will hit anyone coming out through hookah. So if they try and stand here and delay the push, do some good damage. If they try and push out from hookah, pop over these, cover this area. If you're playing again towards like elbow, when they come out here, it's a pretty free kill as they try and fall back. Or position yourself, if you have long control, like this, and kill them. As a variation to this, what you can do instead is come into hookah and put your first molly on this corner here. Simple left click on the very edge. And then put your second one on this corner of the carpet. with your alarm bot against the wall here. As they come out, alarm bot hits them here. They try and push, you pop this, cover all of Hooker for you, do tons of damage, and from here I like to play on top of site, and then try to wallbang them as they come in, or fall back and get a kill. Or instead you can put the molly here, have the second one, as I just showed you, like this. Alarm bot goes in between, behind this wall, hits them here, they try and stand, pop over these. If you play KJ on Breeze like me, as one of the only 2 people left on Earth, then put your turret as a default setup over here like this. It will cover both bridge for you, which is super important because people always try and be little rats and lurk towards bridge, and anyone coming out here from mid. So it covers all the flank routes for you perfectly. From here have a alarm bot to cover door like this, and then have a molly either side of the pyramids like this. Play towards either stairs, try and hold cave, play back yellow like this. You can swing out if they come out from mid and kill them, or sit behind pyramid here. If they come out, you pop these mollies, block off the entryway, or try and kill the guy who's planting the spike. For your kill setups, you want to make your way towards the pyramid here. Place your first molly on this edge, like so, and then do a right click behind the fence. If you do it properly, there we go. You get stuck behind like this, then have your alarm bot go against the very edge over here. If they try and push, you pop over these, do good damage to anyone planting the spike, and then you can sit backside as they come in, get a free kill, or sit behind the pyramid here as they push through and try and get them as they fall back. Or if they have a jet or neon who pushes here pretty quick, have your first money go behind the wall here, or the fence I should say. Second goes in the water here, just in between, with your alarm bot either towards pyramid, facing like this, or have it like this behind the wall. As they come in here, they try and jet dash behind sights or neon. You pop over these, stop the push, and then force them back here, where they're open from doors and bridge, to make them super uncomfortable. And then to hold down doors for your team, put your alarm bot here before the barrier goes down. Molly goes just on top of it, like this. As it falls straight away, drop your second one here, so they can't hear it. And then from here, put your turrets either like this, and place it over here on this ledge, which will see them as they come out of doors obviously, but see people coming out of bridge as well. And then as they come in, try and take the door space. Alarm bot hits them, pop these, block off the entire entryway, get a kill, or do damage as they fall back behind the door. If you play B with KJ, then first of all you are very smart. I do the same. Secondly, for your default setup, place your turret like this, which sees both into main as they come out, as a weird off angle. And if they come out through mid, you get really important information. If they're trying to go up through bridge, from here place your alarm bots on the entryway. First molly goes here, behind the wood panels. Second goes over here, like this. And so essentially you sit either backside, you can play towards the boxes here, take the early peek and back off, or play towards the back wall. As they come into sight here, the alarm bot goes off, you pop this to block anyone from coming up. over here towards backside. If they try and plant, use this. It covers both default for you and the right side of plant. And again, just sit back here as they come in. Shoot them with the alarm bot and molly combo. For your wonderful kill setups, first make your way on this box here and do a simple left click on this yellow patch. Second one goes here with the alarm bot in the corner, like so. With this, turret can go anywhere you want pretty much. I prefer using this one, because as they come in, they have to then whip their mouse around to shoot this. At the same time, get hit with your mollies, which cover this entire space as they come in. If you're playing backside and sit here, it's the freest kill of your life, trust me. Or even behind pillar. If they fall back from the mollies and get shot by your turrets, it's a simple spray down. Instead, you can put your mollies like so on this line and this line here, with your alarm bot in between like this. If they push the left side of sight as they come in, pop these both, cover this entire space, and on top of the boxes too, they jump up. Or instead, as a very basic but pretty effective way of stalling sight, use these, and then just save your alarm bots for this corner here. And this way, if they do come in, and it's a fast push, you can use both of these to stall the push, and then let your team rotate in and kill them from backside here as they push you. So first, place your turret on this headshot angle here. Gets decent damage into mid, and if they try and sneak into tube here, you can see anyone trying to flank the team. But in addition to this, I leave my alarm bot tube just in case they break my turret. From here, place your first molly behind these boxes, just on top. Second one goes on this orange light here. So essentially from here you can play wherever you want. You can sit here with your turrets and peek them out in mid. You can play, if you want to, even out towards B, mid-round. But I usually like to play towards backside here. Take this angle, try and get a kill. If they push you from here on pipes, pop this molly and deny the push. And if they try and plant the spike over here, use this molly behind the boxes to get the team to rotate in and stop the plant going down. And then for your first kill setup, place a molly in this corner here. Second one goes on this ledge, or if you want to, place it down here instead, in the corner. Alarm goes in the very corner. So if they come into sight, hits them quite deep, and then pop these both. Stop the push into sight. If they try and hide behind here, you do damage. Or behind this box here, you do damage. This one here usually gets me a kill, but if not, I play backside and swing them as they come out for a free kill. Or play towards pipes on this angle here. If they come out, shoot them as they fall back from the mollies. Or instead, if they keep pushing pipes way too quickly with jet dashes and neon sprints, use these two instead. And push your alarm bots just in between both, like this. If they try and dash or run into side with neon, pop these both early and stop the push. And then let your team rotate in. You can play backside again, peek off this angle here as they fall back. Or what I like to do is play up here on this off angle and shoot them as they come in. And then finally, as the barriers drop down, quickly place a molly here and find the 1, 2, 3, 4th pipe. Left click, alarm bot in between. If they try and push this side of pipes, it's the freest kill of your life. Pop these both, do tons of damage. I wouldn't recommend playing mid with Killjoy, it doesn't make a lot of sense. Obviously you're here to deny spikes from going down, get kills, but you can use this setup here in tube. When you molly the outside, I know, super cringe. Have your second one on this dot here. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Alarm goes on this right side here. As they come in, they hit the alarm bot here. They try and push in, do damage. If they fall back, do damage. Again, it's not really amazing to use because you want to use your stuff towards the site. But if you anticipate a rush towards tube or mid, you can use this and catch them off guard. When you're playing B with Killjoy, put your turret first of all over here for default. You will see people coming up from mid into site, but most importantly see people coming up from tube. Now you can say to me, well, you know, use this instead. But with these kind of turrets towards mid, your range on B is very small, right? I can only play over here before it goes down. But if you use this one over here, it covers tube for you and a bit of mid. And then you play back towards yellow if you want to. You can play aggressive. Up B, you have tons of options. From here, place your first molly on this ledge to deny spike from going down. And then from here, have a molly either right or left side of this ledge. And your alarm bots can go back yellow. From here, it's more defensive than most setups. But if they try and push into sight, you pop this, do damage as they come in. If they go yellow, you get information and get the vulnerability to make this shot very easy for you. And if they do try to sage wall here and plant behind, you pop this and force the sage to move back over here where they're exposed to snowman, CT and top rope here. So it means even if you just deny the spike, you can usually sit behind snowman and pick this guy off as he falls back. I personally don't recommend playing kill setups on B sites because the site itself is just way too open, right? But if you want to, then I can show you a few of them. You have these mollies either side to block off the push with the alarm bots in between here. You can have a setup like this, one default, and have your second one on this footprint here, the dark one. Alarm in between, or come towards yellow and do 2 right clicks. One here, and then one here, like this. Alarm in between. Like, sure, it can get you a kill maybe for YouTube content, but in my opinion, I think it's best to just play default on B. Try and stop the spike from going down. Get information, hold tube for your team, and give yourself a bit more of an impact on B all round. For me, Lotus A site is one of our best sites in the entire game, and for your default setup, you want to have your first molly in this corner here to stop their plants from going down. Alarm goes here to hold off tree or door, and then make your way before the round starts towards B. Tori goes here. Come back A and place your second molly just on this ledge here. And so here you have the turrets to hold off B for you and stop any potential lurks, which is super useful. The molly here stops the plant from going down. If they try and push through tree, you have the alarm bots to make them weak. Pop this and stop the push. From here you can play either back side as they come in, shoot them. Play back over here, you can play anywhere you want pretty much. And you can even, if you want to, mid-round, go back towards B, and then have your turret here to help you peek out. Get some peeks. For your first kill setup, place your first molly on this edge here. Very simple left click, like this. It's so simple, it took me 2 times to do it. Okay, we don't talk about it. And then put your second molly over here. Now you can, if you want to, put your alarm bar like this, but to me it's a bit of a waste. So I'd say put it again towards door or tree and have your turret against the wall here, which will take care of door for you and anyone pushing out through main. As they try and push you through main here, aggressively, pop these both, block the push, and damage anyone standing behind these boxes or behind the wall. As a variation, and my personal favourite, you have a molly behind the wall here, and another one on this side, as shown before. Same alarm bot as before, but instead I recommend using a turret like this. Because with this you can sit behind backside and it shoots them as they come in. Get some easy picks. You just shoot them as they come through here as well, on this right side. Or instead, if you don't want to use that one, you can use a turret like this. So as they push into sight here, they then have to turn around and break your turret. And from here, if you're sitting backside, it's such a simple kill. Just to peek out as they break your turret. If they try and push, pop these both, damage anyone behind the walls, and then block off anyone trying to push on this left side here. So if I show you again, if they try and go over here, it's blocked off completely. And then as your final setup towards A, to hold off the tree push, push your first molly here, find this puddle of water, and second one goes on this white dot on the floor. Alarm bot goes behind the wall like this. As they come in, alarm bot hits them here, pop both of these, and obliterate anyone coming in through tree. When you're playing B, I recommend leaving a turret over here for C, just to make sure you can cover as much ground as possible with KJ. Then put your alarm bot here to cover the push, and then have a molly either on this or this ledge to block the spike, and then second one can go anywhere you want pretty much. You can put one over here if you want to, on this ledge. You can leave a second molly like this, just in case they try and push from A and try to get into B. But essentially you can play towards backside over here. As they come in, try to kill them. And then have the flexibility to come over towards C and help your team with the turret. But if the turret for you is a bit too far out, instead place it over here on B, like this, which covers both main as they push out, or if they try and rotate and break the door, it shoots them here. For your kill setups, to be honest, on B it's quite hard now because of how wide the site is. But I recommend, if you're going to do so, then put these two down. Alarm bot goes just in between both like this. If they come into sight to try and plant the spike, pop these both, block off this entire area, and do some good damage. You can also combo a molly on these ledges here. So if I do one, let's say right here, on this ledge, and combo this with a molly on this ledge here, or have this left one and have a molly like so, you can combo these and do some decent stuff. Like for example, if they push out here, pop both of these and damage anyone coming from this right side. Or if they go left, pop both of these and damage people coming in from the left side. Again, similar to B sites, they updated this map and made C pretty wide. So now in my opinion it doesn't make sense to use this anymore. This used to be very strong, but now you don't cover much ground anymore. So in my opinion instead, you should put your first molly in this corner here, which is unbreakable. And then find these two dots here and this smaller white dot in the water. Throw it here and have your alarm bot go like this in between both. This one's mainly used to just block off the push in general and give your team some time to push in and help you retake. Pop these both, you block off the entryway. If they try and come in on this right side, you block it off. Or instead, there's a broken setup you can use over here. If you have this molly and the other molly in the opposite corner. From here you can either have your alarm bot like this. So as they push up here, hits them. And fucking obliterate anyone coming through here. Which can be very nice, but in my opinion, I think it's best to use the alarm bot like this. Just because you can normally tell if they're going towards a waterfall through just audio cues. You don't need the alarm bot there to tell you. So if you're playing backside and you hear them coming up through waterfall, then just pop over these. And then you still have the alarm bot here if they push in to get some damage off. Turret wise, you can put your turret either up here, which will see both into main for you, and anyone coming through waterfall as well, over here. Or you can use a turret like this early on, as the barrier drops, to get info early on C, and be aggressive, like so. Or simply use your turret backside on this box here, which will see both waterfall and main. And finally, put your first molly on this black marker here. Second goes behind the box, like so. So it's hidden for you. Alarm bot in between. And if they push out into sight, they won't expect it to be this deep into sight. Pop these both. Cover the entire area. And then you can focus yourself on this left side here instead, towards main. Split is my baby. I love split, okay? And as a KJ, trust me, you're eating good on this map. For A side default, you want to, first of all, place a molly in this corner here. It will help you to stop the plant from going down. And then from here, you want to place your turret, like so. This covers both the main push and heaven at the same time, as you can see. And then place your alarm bot out here towards mid. And then play obviously towards A. You can play heaven if you want to, defensively like this. With your molly, the second one over here. Peek off your turret. Try and get a few kills. If they push in, use the molly here to stop the push. And play out towards heaven aggressively if you want to. If they try and plant, you have this molly here to deny them. And then if they try and go through mid, you get information for your team that they're going towards vents. KJ for me is better on B sides, but A side setups are also quite strong. For this, make your way on this black line, do a left click, and then put your second molly on this white line here. Alarm goes in between somewhere, like this, doesn't need to be specific. And then turret wise, either use this one here, which sees the heaven push a little bit. So as they come out here, we'll see them. And then if they come out through main, obviously, they hit your setup, turret shoots them. There's tons of damage. You can use this as well if you want to. So as they come in, turret shoots them. You can swing from backside and get a kill. But if they push into sight, pop these both. Covers the corner for you. And gets you, on most rounds, a kill or make them rotate back towards B side. As a variation, if the raise breaks your setup, what you can do instead is have your alarm bots against the wall here. Have your first molly on this line here, where the sun hits the shadow. And then second one goes on this line here. If they try and come up, they expect your first setup to be over here. So they'll come into sight. Pop these both. Do tons of damage. You can peek from behind screen here. You can play towards elbow if you want to. Or I prefer personally to hold heaven for my team. If they push in, you have main covered. And that's where you can be a bit more useful. Try and cover a bit more than just one position at the same time. Mid is insane with KJ. And the first one is also one I guarantee you've never seen before. Okay, on this little wire here, look down, do a right click, get it stuck in between. It may take a few tries, but that's fine. Let's practice. Then find this white line here. and do a right click so we get stuck. And have your alarm bots go either over here or over here. So as they push, alarm bot hits them here. You have this molly to hit them under the floor. They try and fall back or hide behind the box. You pop this and catch them off guard. Or as a variation to this, you can have the same molly over here. Have your second one on this black line here. Bits on the left. And then have your alarm bots go in between like this. This hits heaven a bit earlier, so they like to push in heaven, and you're a bit scared of them rushing in with like a jet dash or raise satchels. Use this. Cover heaven for your team, and then turret wise I like to use one like this, which covers anyone coming out through mid and anyone coming in through B main at the same time, as you can see. But if you want to place it here, have the same setup I just showed you, and you can shoot them at the same time. Or before the barrier drops, put your alarm bot in this corner here. Molly goes like so. Turret in this corner. And then as soon as the barrier drops, straight away, chuck this molly here, in between these two lines. So as they come into heaven here, the turret shoots them. If they try and fall back, you have the molly to hit the corner. If they push forward, use this and cover this entire space. This one, if it works, gets a fuck ton of kills. There's tons of multi-kill potential. But if you don't want to use this turret over here because it's a bit selfish, then again, use this one. And that's where you can cover B main for your team and be a bit more versatile. And then for B, we'll start off with the best setup in the game. This is the turret boost I use on split all the time. For this, you want to use any of the setups in mid I showed you before. So if I do this for you, and this, set this up, and then make your way on this box, and then place your turret leg on this line here. So flip, leg goes right there, jump crouch in the corner, jump crouch. From here you can hold main on this really cool off angle. Kill people coming through main. If they come heaven, pop these. And you have this cool off angle to kill people coming through heaven. Your default setup towards B site will look like this. You have your turret once again over here. And then before the round starts, either put your alarm bot here, or instead place your alarm bot here to cover the main push. Have a molly behind the box to stop the plant from going down, and then have a second one over here. And this way, if you're playing towards B and they try to come out through heaven, you pop this, stop the push, give yourself some time. If they come out main here, they hit your alarm bot, you can swing out of this, try and get a kill or information, and you have this here to stop the plants from going down. For your second kill setup, this one's pretty basic, but it does still work, even now. Find this crate here, just in front, do a left click, same this side, alarm bot goes behind the box here. When they push in, alarm bot hits them here, pop this molly, pop the second one. And then either play backside here. This is super strong, with a turret like this. As a second turret, you can put it on here as well, towards heaven. So when they push here, it shoots them and does damage. But if you do this and then sit backside, as they come in here, pop the mollies and then hold this left side, or shoot as they fall back. If you have Odin, you can spray through and try to wallbang as they fall back. And as a variation, stand here, crouch down, do a right click, get your molly stuck. Have a second molly on this line here. Alarm bot goes in between, like this. And this one here gets me a lot of value because usually they expect this setup to be here. So if you put it deep, they won't come out expecting it. Pop these both. Cover the entryway for your team. Force them back. And then play back here. If they try and push you from lane, you can swing out. Hold this side. And have your setup hold the other side for you. Towards default. Now for the finale, the final map of the video, we have A site default. For A site and B site, in my opinion, always try and leave a alarm bot here. If you're playing for default. Because usually the enemies will try to come up late round and lurk up. And then after you put that down, come over to A site, put your turret on this ledge here, which covers both the A main push for you and also elbow. And then from here, place a molly either right here or behind the boxes, depending on where they like to plant the spike. If they plant over here, use this. If they usually plant over here, use this. They both block off the spike and do damage for you. Then place your second molly, like so, on the edge. With this you have mid covered with the alarm bot for information and to stop lurkers. If they come to try and plant the spike, use this. If they push you from elbow, use this molly and stop the push. And then your turret will cover main and elbow for you. From here you can play either CT if you want to, like this, and peek off it. You can play over here towards short, and hold the push. Or swing out from top mid, and help your team cover the market push. And then for kill setups, first make your way over here. Look straight down until you see the pipe. Then aim your crosshair right here. Do a left click to get it stuck here. This one can take a bit of practice in customs. And then from here, face the box, aim for this black line, and do a simple left click or right click, whatever you want. Get it stuck. Then place your alarm bot just in between, like this. And so once they come up to try and plant the spike, alarm bot hits them. Use both of these. Get some damage as they come in. As a variation to this, use the first molly where the box is like this. And then either place your second one over here on this ledge, or your second one on this line here. I'll show you both. With this, alarm bot goes like so. As they try and push site, pop this and this, and damage as they come in. Or put it once again for you. There we go. Use a second variation and obliterate this side of the site here towards default. Or as a final variation, you can use a molly on this ledge here. Second one goes on this line with the two dots, like so. Alarm bot goes in between both, like this. As they try and take site or jet dash into site, pop these both. And then you never sit behind the boxes here. As they come in, shoot them. Or hold lane from this side. If you want to hold mid or market for your team, here's a broken setup to use with a molly on this ledge here. And a similar molly on this ledge right here in the corner. Alarm bot goes against the wall like this. And then turret, you can either put it facing towards main, like so. Or have it facing this way to help you fight the guy tiles. To hold here, if they try and push, alarm bot hits them here. Pop this, pop a second one. It will either force them to go back towards mid, or force them on this side here. Where you can play on site and shoot them as they come in. Or simply play towards spawn as they come in here. spray them. Then for B, in my opinion, I think B is a bit better with Killjoy. You have a bit more variation to use with your mollies. And for the first one, on both these corners here, do a simple left click. Have your alarm bot either covering here towards the market, or as I mentioned before, over here towards mid, to stop the lags for your team, and then place your turret either facing here towards main or facing here towards tiles. Here's your default setup. You can play here towards market. Try and swing out, get info for your team, get a few kills. If they come outside, pop over these to block off both the entryways either side. And if they try and go on these boxes here to go backside, with this molly, it blocks off the push, as you can see. You can store loads of time for your team. You can sit behind the box here with these mollies if they try and fall back, swing out, get a few picks, or play backside here. You still have mid clear for your team with the alarm bot and try and fight main. If they push towards stairs here, very often, have a molly on this black line right here, and one on the edge right here. Alarm bot goes in between on the corner. If they try and push, hits them here, you pop the molly, pop a second. Or as a variation to this, place the second molly in the same place and have a molly over here instead, on this tile, with your alarm bot, like this. So if they push up and try to hold this left side, use both of these and nuke this entire area. And then finally you can put a molly over here on this edge, have your second one like so on the corner, alarm bot like this. If they try to either plant the spike or push up towards stairs, you have this variation to hit both sides and push the guy here who's playing default towards the right, where he's exposed to CT and market.